What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and the day is here. CARB has been defeated.
You know, buying a car these days feels like walking into a poker game where the dealer knows every card. Being in Vegas, I kind of know how that is. And makes you feel like you don't know any of the cards. It's frustrating. And frankly, it's a little unfair. That's why I want to tell you today about CarEdge. They're on a mission to bring transparency and common sense back to car buying. I've been using their tools myself, and one of the most helpful is the free window sticker lookup. So if you're looking over here on the screen, I'm going to have the website up over here. If you're looking at a used car and want to know exactly what came from the factory, like options, standard equipment, fuel economy, safety ratings, the original MSRP, like on the Tesla, everybody freaks out because we got that car for like 25 grand and it's a $135,000 car. It's all on the sticker. Everything that ever came on the vehicle is on the sticker. Just plug in the VIN and bam, there it is. No guesswork, no runaround. It's the same government mandated label every new car is required to have. And whether you're a buyer trying to avoid getting ripped off or a seller wanting to show off your vehicle's real value, the window sticker gives you the facts, and it's 100% free. Just head to caredge.com/TKG to get started. And I mean it, seriously. If you're shopping for a car, this is a no-brainer. You'll walk into the dealership a whole lot more confident than not having that information. So that's caredge.com/TKG, and thanks to CarEdge for sponsoring this video and helping all of us buy a car just a little bit smarter.
So welcome on back to TK's Garage. I can already tell you, I know that the haters and the meat riders are going to be in the comments or have things to say, but here's what I can say, or here's what I'm going to say. We won. Now, I already know there's a press conference going on at this moment, right this second, with Governor Gavin Newsom. I'm sure they had interesting things to say. We'll go back and cover that probably in a later video. They're probably talking about suing or something. I don't care. But I want to show you guys this quick clip, a couple of these quick clips as the Senate votes, and we'll come back.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Most of the action this week is in the House of Representatives, but the Senate will be doing some important things this week. We are going to vote this week to do away with the Biden California mandate, which was an attempt by the Biden administration to impose a electric vehicle mandate across this country through the California Clean Air Act waiver. And so we're going to be having that vote later this week. The impact of that particular rule would be devastating across our economy. And now California, by taking that action, another 17 or 18 states have been implicated. And essentially what you've got is an electric vehicle mandate that will be in place almost across the entire country. And so we will take action to undo that. And obviously the Democrats are going to make a lot of noise about that, but the truth of the matter is this has nothing to do with the legislative filibuster. This is the Congress and the United States Senate submitting to the body the question of whether or not the Government Accountability Office, the GAO, ought to be able to determine for us what it is and isn't a rule. The administration says it's a rule. The GAO has said it's not. And the United States Senate is going to be heard from on this issue tomorrow and do something that will avoid, again, what I think and what a lot of people across this country think would be a catastrophic outcome, and that is an EV mandate that would be imposed across the United States.
The ayes are 51, the nays are 44. The joint resolution is passed. Under the previous order, the motion to reconsider is considered, made, and laid upon the table. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I understand the Senate has received HJ Res 87 from the House.
The Senator is correct.
I move to proceed to HJ Res 87.
Clerk will report.
Just into the newsroom, the Senate has voted to block California's plan to phase out the sale of new gas-powered cars by 2035. The vote was 51 to 44. The resolution repeals California's Advanced Clean Cars 2 waiver. That federal waiver was what allowed the state to ban the sale of gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Now the ban heads to President Trump's desk. He's expected to sign it, along with 2 other measures blocking California's rules that the Senate is expected to pass.
So as you can see, it did pass in the Senate with a simple majority, pretty easy, and that was CRA 88, 87, 89, all voted on back to back to back. They are going to the president's desk today, where they will become law, either today or tomorrow. You know how the president is; he's probably want to have a press conference about signing this. This also is huge for manufacturers, right? So companies like Stellantis no longer have an excuse. They've been waiting to announce and push out new products, Hemi-based V8s, things of that nature, and they've been sitting back and not doing it because they've been waiting on the emissions. Emissions policy is set. California, even if they do try to sue, they don't have a win. Pam Bondi has been very clear on that. They will accelerate it. They will push it immediately to the court, get a decision. But in the meantime, they are going to enforce the law. There will be no injunctions. The injunctions can be appealed all the way to the Supreme Court. It could take a maximum amount of time of maybe 2 weeks before that's decided immediately. And that injunction goes bye-bye. If they were able to get one, I don't even think they're going to be able to get one. The state cannot overturn or sue to undo or, have control over the United States Congress. Sorry, that's not how that works. You're a state. You follow what the government says. Now, what has happened at this point? So, the big win is in the big, beautiful bill. But these CRAs will stop all that electric semi crap. It immediately stops the 2030 no gas cars crap. Okay. And it's funny because, General Motors was big on pushing EVs and was, partnered with the state of California for so long on this. And I think it's like you give these retards an inch and they take a mile. And that's the problem. That's where the issue comes in, is they have consistently pushed too far. That's literally the issue. They've pushed too far every single time. And when you do that, eventually some of your biggest partners and the people that invest in you are going to say no. Now, California, their argument, they can talk about, how they want to save the environment and all this other crap. It has nothing to do with that. It literally comes down to money. I'm willing to bet money that when Gavin Newsom does his press conference, or the one he's doing right now, and I have that recording off to the side, but I'm willing to bet that it's going to come down to, they're canceling our subs. I bet it has to do with subsidies. I bet it has to do with money. And I bet it has to do with green jobs. I will bet huge amounts of money that that's exactly what that is. But the time we have been waiting for is here. The California Air Resource Board can no longer require California Air Resource Board parts for you to pass smog. They can no longer require these $3,000, $1,500 catalytic converters. That is over. You want to put a cold air intake on your car? Have at. The California Air Resource Board is finished. We already know that they're insolvent by their own budget published by the state of California in January. They are screwed. No more federal money. They're laying off employees left, right, and center. The Attorney General in California, I'm sure he's going to try to make a big and sue. I don't care. Boom. Out of here. And Newsom better be careful how he plays it, because he wants to be a big proponent, a big player for 2028. And yeah, no, not going to happen. But there it is. What you guys have been waiting for, and it went back to back to back. 87, 88, 89. Congressional Review Acts voted on, approved, sent to the president's desk. We finally are at the cusp of having our emissions freedom. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Bye, CARB. It was fun. We'll see what happens. I mean, now I know people are going to be like, well, CARB's not going to officially go away. They're going to be here. They're not leaving. Yeah. They may stay around as an agency, as a skeleton, with a skeleton crew that has no authority to do anything. As always, like me, stay petty, my friends.